Imagine this. A woman who looks like an ordinary single mother during the day, cooking meals, worrying about her daughter, like every normal parent. But the moment night falls, she becomes one of the deadliest assassins in the world. And the terrifying part? Nobody around her has the slightest idea who she really is. What happens when the world's most dangerous killer starts losing control over the one thing she truly loves? This is the story of Kill Boksoon. The movie opens in complete silence. Not inside a dark room. Not in some secret hideout, but out on an empty street late at night. A terrified man wakes up on the street, confused and shaking. Standing right in front of him is a calm-looking woman holding a sword in her hand. Kill Boksoon. Her expression is cold, emotionless, like she's done this 1,000 times before. Then she casually reveals something horrifying. She tells the man that she kidnapped one of Japan's biggest gangsters straight from his own bedroom, carried him all the way here just to kill him. And she says it so casually, as if talking about grocery shopping. The gangster suddenly bursts into laughter. Even while staring death in the face, his ego refuses to break. He mocks her and says, "If you wanted me dead, you should have killed me while I was sleeping." But Boksoon calmly replies with something unexpected. She says her daughter always tells her, everyone deserves a fair chance to prove themselves. And then she tosses him a sword. That single moment changes everything. The air becomes heavy. Silence turns into violence. Within seconds, both of them charge at each other in a brutal sword fight. Steel crashes against steel as sparks fly through the dark street. The gangster fights desperately for survival, while Boksoon moves like a machine trained only for death. But suddenly something changes. For the very first time, Boksoon realizes the man might actually kill her. And the moment fear touches her heart, she breaks her own rules. She quickly runs toward her car, pulls out a gun, and fires a single bullet straight into him. Mission complete. No honor, no fairness, just survival. And right there, the movie quietly tells us the truth about Boksoon. No matter how strong she looks, deep inside she's still human. After finishing the mission, Boksoon returns home like nothing happened. No blood on her face. No sign that she just murdered someone minutes ago. Now she's simply a mother again. But while cleaning her daughter's clothes, she suddenly finds cigarettes hidden inside. The sight instantly drags her back into a painful childhood memory. She remembers her own father forcing cigarettes into her mouth over and over again, trying to make her hate smoking through cruelty and pain. That trauma still lives inside her. Without saying a word, Boksoon lights a cigarette herself, almost like her past still controls her. At that exact moment, her daughter Jae-young walks in. Boksoon immediately questions her about the cigarettes, acting like a strict parent. But Jae-young fires back with words sharp enough to cut deeper than any knife. "If you can do things like that, then why can't I?" The argument explodes instantly. Those words hit Boksoon harder than any bullet ever could. She becomes furious, but the anger isn't really toward her daughter. It's toward herself, because deep down she knows Jae-young is right. A little later, guilt slowly replaces anger. Boksoon quietly walks into her daughter's room to talk. And for a brief moment, we finally see the softer side hidden beneath the killer's mask. Jae-young realizes she crossed the line and apologizes. The tension fades, but the emotional distance between mother and daughter still remains. And that distance becomes one of the most heartbreaking parts of this story. The scene changes. Now we see a man and a woman sitting together watching the news. The television reports that one of Japan's most powerful gangsters has been mysteriously murdered, but police still have absolutely no clue who did it. As the camera slowly focuses on the man watching the news, we learn he's the boss of a secret assassination company called MK. And the woman beside him is his sister, Min. But something feels strange immediately. Min clearly hates Boksoon. Even before saying it directly, you can feel the jealousy hiding behind her smile. Through their conversation, we discover that Boksoon recently completed another contract for their company. And once again, she succeeded perfectly. The boss explains that he still wants Boksoon working for MK in the future because she's their #1 assassin. A living legend who has never failed a single mission. Not once. That reputation alone makes her more dangerous than anyone else in the industry. In the next scene, Boksoon visits her old friends at a restaurant. Interestingly, they all work in the same killing business too. But unlike Boksoon, their lives are falling apart. They praise her constantly, saying they wish they were as successful and feared as her. But the painful reality is, most of them are unemployed killers now. One of the men explains why. Years ago, MK's boss created 3 terrifying rules that every assassination company must follow. 3 rules that completely changed the underworld forever. Rule number 1. No company is allowed to accept contracts involving children. Rule number 2. No assassin can leave their company to join another one. Rule number 3. Once a mission begins, it must be completed no matter what. No quitting. No mercy. No escape. And while they're discussing these brutal rules, something absolutely shocking happens. A worker inside the restaurant simply raises his hand during the conversation, and before he can even speak, security guards instantly cut off his hand. No warning. No hesitation. Blood sprays everywhere as people freeze in horror. And the craziest part? He wasn't an outsider. He worked there. That single moment shows us how terrifying this world truly is. In this business, even the smallest mistake can cost you your body or your life. The story then shifts back to the present. A young assassin named Hee-sung says something that immediately irritates Boksoon. He claims the only reason she gets important missions is because her boss favors her. The second those words leave his mouth, the atmosphere turns deadly. Because insulting Boksoon's skills is basically insulting her entire existence. Furious, she stares directly at him and says, "If you're really that talented, then send me a blood-covered knife." In the assassin world, that's not just an insult. That's a direct death challenge. But before things can escalate further, Boksoon walks away toward her car, where a group of street thugs suddenly starts harassing her. And then out of nowhere, Hee-sung appears. Within seconds, he brutally beats every single thug to the ground. His movements are fast, savage, and fearless. Watching him fight reminds Boksoon of someone dangerous, maybe even herself. For the first time, she looks genuinely impressed. The next scene becomes surprisingly emotional. Boksoon gives Hee-sung some money and tells him to use it for his father's medical treatment. But instead of taking it, he refuses. He says he doesn't want money. He wants an opportunity. His dream is to create his own assassination company someday, and he even wants Boksoon to work beside him. For a second, Boksoon almost smiles, but then she reveals something unexpected. Her contract with MK is nearly over, and once it ends, she plans to leave this deadly business forever. That line quietly changes the entire direction of the story, because for the first time, the world's deadliest killer is thinking about freedom. Meanwhile, another hidden storyline begins to unfold. We see Jae-young secretly meeting another girl. The two share a kiss, revealing that they're deeply in love. They aren't just friends, they're a couple. But instead of happiness, their relationship is filled with fear. Jae-young's girlfriend tells her not to tell her mother the truth, because people rarely accept relationships like theirs. The moment feels soft, emotional, and painfully real. But peace never lasts long in this movie. While they're smoking together, 3 boys suddenly show up. One of them grabs Jae-young's hand disrespectfully. And that's when we see her true personality. Without fear, she coldly warns him, "Take your hand off me or I'll cut it off." The boy immediately freezes in fear. Even without knowing it, Jae-young has inherited the terrifying aura of her mother. Later, Jae-young and Boksoon sit together eating breakfast. Her phone keeps buzzing nonstop with messages, making Boksoon suspicious. She casually asks if there's a boyfriend. Jae-young panics instantly and says, "No, there's no boyfriend." Trying to change the topic, she starts talking about a school debate competition. Students have to discuss famous murder cases and criminals. But then she says something that completely stuns Boksoon. Jae-young says she wants to debate about a woman who never killed anyone. Because according to her, it's difficult for women to kill people. The second those words leave her mouth, Boksoon's face goes completely silent, because sitting right in front of her daughter is one of the most dangerous female killers alive. And yet her own child has no idea. That hidden truth becomes heavier with every passing second. Soon after, Boksoon arrives at MK Company headquarters. There she meets the company's female leader, Madam Min. On the surface, Min smiles warmly at her. But underneath that smile lies pure jealousy and hatred. You can feel it in every word. At the same time, a brutal training match is happening nearby. A young female trainee is completely dominating her opponent in combat. That girl's name is Eunhee, and according to Min, she's the most talented new assassin in the company. Then suddenly, Boksoon enters the arena. The entire room erupts into applause. Everyone respects her because she isn't just another assassin. She's a legend. Min introduces Eunhee to Boksoon and deliberately says something provocative. She might become even more dangerous than you someday. The comment instantly annoys Boksoon, because Min isn't complimenting the girl. She's trying to humiliate Boksoon. As Boksoon prepares to leave, Min stops her and turns the situation into a challenge fight. Smirking confidently, Min says, "At her age, you weren't nearly this talented." Boksoon accepts immediately, and then begins one of the most intense fights in the movie. Eunhee attacks aggressively with lightning-fast movements, trying to overpower Boksoon through pure speed and strength. But Boksoon stays calm the entire time, effortlessly countering every move like a master playing with a child. Every dodge feels precise, every attack feels deadly, and in the final moment, Boksoon completely defeats her. The room falls silent. Now everyone understands the truth. No matter how talented the younger generation becomes, Kill Boksoon is still untouchable. And Min's real intentions finally become obvious too. She never wanted a fair fight. She simply wanted to embarrass Boksoon in front of everyone. But instead, Boksoon once again proved why the entire underworld fears her name. After that, the story takes us to Kill Boksoon, where Kill Boksoon walks into the office of her boss, Mr. Cha. The atmosphere is cold, tense, and silent. The kind of silence that only exists in rooms where people casually decide who lives and who dies. Mr. Cha gives her a brand new mission: eliminate a young man. But this time, the conversation isn't just about killing someone. He also wants her to renew her contract with the company. But Boksoon's expression changes immediately. For the first time, she sounds tired, emotionally exhausted. She tells him that her daughter is growing up now, and she doesn't want her bloody profession poisoning her daughter's future. She says she doesn't want to continue this life anymore. And right in the middle of that conversation, her phone rings. The second she hears the voice on the other end, all the color drains from her face. It's a call from her daughter's school. The fear in her eyes at that moment wasn't the fear of death. It was the fear of motherhood failing. When Boksoon reaches the school, she learns something horrifying. Her daughter, Jae-young, attacked a boy with a pair of scissors. The teachers explain that another girl was involved too, but neither of them is willing to explain why they did it. Jae-young gets suspended for an entire week, and then the truth comes out. The boy she attacked had already tried to harass both her and her friend before. Outside the school, Boksoon angrily asks her daughter why she stabbed him, but the answer completely destroys her from the inside. Jae-young looks her straight in the eyes and says, "I didn't just want to hurt him, I wanted to kill him." That single sentence hits Boksoon harder than any bullet ever could. Suddenly, painful memories start flooding back into her mind. She remembers being only 17 years old when she committed her very first murder. And now, standing in front of her own daughter, she realizes something terrifying. The violence inside her may already be spreading to the next generation. Later, Boksoon confesses to her close friend that she spent her entire life trying to keep her daughter away from her dark world. She even warned Mr. Cha many times that her work should never affect Jae-young's life. But now she can see it happening. Her daughter has changed. She's becoming colder, angrier, emotionally unstable. And somewhere deep inside, Boksoon realizes the truth she's been avoiding. Children don't always inherit your face. Sometimes they inherit your darkness. That's the moment she decides she's finally going to quit this profession forever. Because for her, her daughter's future matters more than any contract, any money, or any mission. The next scene becomes even more emotional. Boksoon tries to calmly talk to Jae-young and understand what's going on in her mind. But Jae-young refuses to listen. Furious, she slams the door and storms out of the house. The pain on her face makes it obvious that she's hiding something huge from her mother. And for Boksoon, that distance hurts more than any wound she has ever received in battle. On one side, she has her brutal life as a killer. And on the other side, the daughter she desperately wants to protect. Two completely different worlds that can never truly exist together. Just then, Boksoon receives another call from Mr. Cha. He assigns her a new mission and tells her she'll be working alongside another assassin, the same woman she previously fought with violently inside the company. Before leaving, Boksoon carefully prepares for the operation. Every weapon is checked. Every detail is planned. Their mission is simple: make a murder look exactly like a suicide. They quietly enter the target's house and release sleeping gas into his room. Within seconds, the young man collapses unconscious onto the floor. The other assassin prepares to cut his wrist, but Boksoon immediately stops her. She calmly explains, a real suicide victim never cuts perfectly straight lines. Fear always makes the wounds messy. That one detail shows why Boksoon is considered the company's deadliest professional. Then Boksoon herself picks up the knife, ready to finish the job. But suddenly, her eyes land on a photograph in the room. Her expression freezes. The boy is the son of a powerful minister. And then she discovers a note. The moment she reads it, her heart sinks. The note reveals something absolutely sickening. The boy's own father wants him dead. Before Boksoon can process any of it, her phone suddenly rings again. It's Jae-young. Boksoon immediately signals her partner to leave the room and answers the call. And then something unexpected happens. For the first time in forever, her daughter speaks softly. "Mom, I'm sorry. Please come home soon." Those few simple words completely shatter Boksoon emotionally. A woman who spent her entire life surrounded by blood suddenly remembers what love feels like. At that moment, the mission stops mattering. The money stops mattering. The company stops mattering. All she can think about is her daughter. And because of that emotion, Boksoon makes the biggest mistake of her career. She cannot kill the boy. She abandons the mission. The scene changes. Mr. Cha is sitting inside a bar in Russia when Boksoon calls him and admits that she failed. At first, he can't even believe what he's hearing. Boksoon lies and says the sleeping gas wasn't strong enough, so the target woke up before she could finish him. But the real reason was much deeper. A mother's love made a killer hesitate. Mr. Cha becomes furious. He coldly reminds her of the company's most important rule. A killer who abandons a mission deserves death. And right after saying that, armed men inside the bar suddenly attack him. The entire place erupts into violence. Bodies crash into tables. Blood splatters across the floor. Mr. Cha brutally kills every single attacker without hesitation. And while standing among the dead bodies, he repeats the same terrifying rule again. Failure means death. Back with Boksoon, the fear starts consuming her. She knows the company never forgives weakness. Still, she desperately tries to survive. She offers Mr. Cha a deal. If you protect me from punishment, I'll renew my contract and continue working for MK Company. Meanwhile, after the Russia mission ends, Mr. Cha explains everything to his sister. Madam Min believes Boksoon must be punished immediately for breaking company rules. But Mr. Cha refuses, because Boksoon isn't just another assassin. She's the company's greatest weapon. And then the story takes us into Mr. Cha's painful memories from the past. Years ago, he was assigned to assassinate Boksoon's father, who worked as a police officer. But when he arrived to complete the mission, 17-year-old Boksoon appeared unexpectedly. Mr. Cha hesitated. But before he could do anything, Boksoon murdered her own father with her own hands. Because for years, that man had tortured and abused her until she completely broke inside. That was the very first murder of her life. And from that day onward, Boksoon and Mr. Cha stayed together in the world of assassins. She never failed a single mission after that. Which is exactly why Mr. Cha cannot understand how she suddenly became weak now. Later, the news reveals that the minister's son has officially been murdered. At the same time, Jae-young finally confesses the truth to her mother. A boy secretly took private photos of her and her female friend while they were kissing. Then he blackmailed them and tried forcing himself on them. That was the reason she attacked him with scissors. And shockingly, that same boy was Boksoon's target. Then Jae-young reveals another secret. She tells her mother she likes girls. And she's in love with her best friend. Boksoon is surprised for a moment, but instead of rejecting her, she calmly says, "You should have told me earlier." But Jae-young instantly fires back with a painful question. Have you ever told me what you really do? That question terrifies Boksoon, because deep down, she knows her daughter is getting dangerously close to discovering the truth. And right then the doorbell rings. Another assassin has arrived. Boksoon quickly hides the situation from her daughter and secretly holds a knife to the woman's throat, demanding answers. The assassin reveals that she has been expelled from MK Company. Later, they meet at a restaurant where several company members are gathered. During their conversation, Boksoon learns something horrifying. The mission she abandoned was secretly completed by someone else. The guilt immediately crushes her. Then suddenly, Madam Min calls the restaurant and assigns a new mission to everyone there. And out of nowhere, the restaurant staff attacks Boksoon. Within seconds, the entire place turns into chaos. Guards and assassins charge at her from every direction. Knives flash through the air. Tables explode apart. Bodies slam against walls. The other female assassin joins Boksoon, and together they massacre everyone around them in one of the film's most insane action sequences. When Boksoon finally corners one of the killers, he reveals the terrifying truth. This was all Madam Min's plan. At that exact moment, Boksoon notices dozens of missed calls from her daughter. Panic instantly takes over. She tries to leave, but Mr. Cha suddenly appears and attempts to kill her himself. Before things escalate further, another assassin steps in and explains that Madam Min orchestrated the entire attack. Reluctantly, Mr. Cha lets Boksoon go, but he gives her one terrifying warning. If anything happens to my sister, I'll kill you myself. Boksoon warns him back that if rival companies discover how many deaths Madam Min caused, they'll never let her survive. Mr. Cha responds coldly, if I can save my sister, maybe I can save you too. But the second Boksoon leaves, Mr. Cha murders the assassin who exposed the truth, because she knew too much. And in this world, knowledge is more dangerous than weapons. Finally, Boksoon returns home. The second she opens the door, she sees Jae-young crying. Jae-young overheard someone on the phone saying that people want to kill her mother. Terrified, she asks, Mom, are you some kind of government spy? Because she found a strange gun inside Boksoon's bag. After lying for so long, Boksoon finally gives in. Yes, I was a spy, but I want to quit now. Even my own people have turned against me. For the first time, mother and daughter truly open up to each other. Jae-young admits that her best friend betrayed her too. She pretended to love her only to manipulate her. Both of them sit there carrying guilt, regret, and emotional scars. Jae-young even confesses that she once tried to hurt another girl because of her friend's influence. Then the story shifts toward a massive meeting between multiple assassin companies. Everyone is furious because Boksoon violated the rules and killed members from rival organizations. One man angrily declares that MK Company must be punished for Boksoon's actions. He secretly pulls out a knife during the meeting, but Mr. Cha instantly kills him with his own weapon, because the company has one strict rule. Bringing weapons into a meeting means death. At the same time, Boksoon arrives at the company headquarters to renew her contract. But she already knows the real mastermind behind everything was Madam Min. So before signing anything, Boksoon suddenly stabs Madam Min with her pen. Then she leaves the blood-covered pen behind like an open declaration of war against Mr. Cha himself. Soon after, Mr. Cha contacts Jae-young directly. Pretending to be her mother's colleague, he invites Boksoon to the office. Jae-young innocently tells her mother, your company called. They want to see you tomorrow. But Boksoon understands the truth immediately. Tomorrow, she's walking directly toward death. The next day, she enters the office. The second the door opens, Mr. Cha fires multiple bullets at her. But not a single shot hits, because deep down he knows he can never truly kill her. Instead, the two of them sit together drinking alcohol, talking quietly like two exhausted souls who understand each other better than anyone else. Boksoon softly tells him, you fell in love with me the moment you first saw me. That's why you'll never be able to kill me. And suddenly she attacks him. But then Mr. Cha shows her something devastating. CCTV footage. Jae-young has seen everything. She now knows the truth, her mother is a killer. That realization completely breaks Boksoon. The one thing she wanted to protect her daughter from has finally reached her. Crying helplessly, She returns home and enters Jae-young's room. Her daughter pretends to be asleep, but in reality she already knows everything. And the saddest part is, she's pretending not to know because she doesn't want to destroy her mother completely. In the final scenes, Jae-young hugs her friend at school and whispers something chilling. "If you ever leave me, I'll kill you." And in that terrifying moment, the movie reveals its darkest truth. Boksoon's violence, her lies, her darkness, have already started living inside her daughter too. Maybe one day, Jae-young could become even more dangerous than her mother. And that's the real horror of this story. Not the assassins, not the bloodshed, but the way pain silently passes from one generation to the next. Lies, violence, and hidden truths never truly disappear. They slowly grow inside the people we love the most.